Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Let me take you to Zambia now, where health authorities have expressed concern over the rising coronavirus-related deaths. As the country continues to battle a third wave of the infection, the situation has been described as, quote, devastating, with 47 deaths having been recorded over the previous day. That's just one day. Now, Zambia has so far recorded 129,033 cases of COVID-19, and 1,691 of them have died. We're connecting with Alexander Musukutwane, a journalist from Lusaka in Zambia, to understand the situation there. Hi, Alexander. Thank you for your time. Help us understand the situation in Zambia. Describe for us the situation.
Well, from the time that, thank you very much for according me this opportunity to talk to you. So from the time that the health authorities, that's some weeks back, announced the coming in of the third wave, the country has now woken to reality now that COVID is real. Of course, it has been taken as a myth from the time that we first had the first cases of COVID last year in the month of March. But this time around, the cases have been reportedly getting higher, and the number of deaths being reported. So today, as I speak to you, just a few hours ago, the country was updated by the Ministry of Health, saying that this is the first time the country is recording a high number of COVID cases, a high number of COVID deaths at 53. Yesterday as well, the country's biggest hospital, that's the University Chief Hospital, we're being told that space is running out in the mortuary. And unlike in the past where someone dies, a loved one dies, you can wait 1 or 2 or 3 days before you get your body for burial. But now we're being told that only being given 24 hours to have your body being ready for burial. So the cases and deaths are now being a reality, and it is what it is at the moment.
You're saying that the number of deaths reported by the authorities is 53, because the report we're seeing from the BBC says about 49 people died just about yesterday.
That is for yesterday, but the updated one, as at lunchtime today, the ministry did update us. Maybe I just run you through. Yes. To the cases that were reported today. Let me just get my my statistics quite all right.
Very well.
So according to the Ministry of Health, and I quote, that's coming from the Ministry of Health Facebook page. On a sad note, we recorded the highest number of COVID-19 deaths in the last 24 hours, having reported 53 new cases. So according to the ministry, as at today, the 22nd of June 2021, confirmed cases stand at 3,028. That's tests are now at 10,882. Recoveries at 1,394, and COVID deaths at 49, and COVID-19 associated deaths at 4. So that brings us the total number at 53.
Okay. Now, walk us through the strategy that the government has adopted. Since COVID started here in Ghana, we had a very robust testing regime, although we changed it with time. It was very robust at the beginning, and then we had a lot of media campaigns going on as well. Then there was consistent media engagement by the information ministry. What did the Zambian government did, given that you say a lot of people there thought it was a myth at the beginning?
All right. Yeah. By last year, there were COVID preventive measures that were undertaken. I mean, schools were closed. That is last year. Schools were closed. Public gathering was reduced, and we were being told to be reminded to observe the COVID preventive measures. That is wearing of masks, keeping a distance, and all those measures. But at some point, when the first cases were announced last year, there was some level of relaxation from ordinary Zambians. And by last week, the ministry, government, through the secretary to the cabinet, Simon Miti, did announce some of the measures. We would say that reigniting ourselves to know that now this is new. So from last week, starting Friday, the schools. That is at the time when Zambia recorded 48 deaths in the last 24 hours as last week. So we were, government announced that pre-primary and secondary schools will be closed for 21 days, which is subject to review, inspection and certification, and depending on how the pandemic will evolve. College and universities and other tertiary learning institutions will only provide online sessions for the next 1 month, subject to review. He further announced that places of worship will be restricted to conducting a maximum of 2 meetings in a week of 1 hour duration while observing all the 5 golden rules, that is masking up, maintaining physical distance, washing hands or sanitizing them, frequently avoiding crowded places, and seeking medical attention early. So he also further announced that bars, nightclubs, casinos, taverns will not operate from Monday to Thursday, but only be open from Friday to Sunday from 18 hours to 22 hours. So this comes at a time when the country has been in high gear preparing for the general elections that will be taking place on August 12, 2021. So all these measures have affected campaigns. Just 2 weeks ago, campaigns did a high gear, like I did say. Further, we were told that there won't be the traditional way of campaigning. That is having rallies, after the announcement of rallies, government did say that, well, we're not going to allow the holding of rallies. They will be restricted to roadshows. So we had political leaders, political party leaders, and other interested individuals vying for different offices, going for roadshows in different compounds, especially in the capital city, Lusaka, where I'm based. But that again was stopped, and political parties were advised now to use other means of campaigns. So the third wave has now affected the holding of campaigns, and we're seeing political parties now re-strategizing on how they'll be reaching out to people as they seek their mandate to rule this country in respective areas of governance.
Has there been any announcement whether or not this will affect the election itself next 2 months?
There have been suggestions subject to review. Of course, the holding of elections cannot be postponed because that is constitutional. According to the Zambian constitution, the elections will be held every second week of August. So that can only happen if there's constitutional review. But there's been that silent talk from corridors to say that maybe we move the elections maybe after 2 months or maybe until the issue of COVID-19 is well addressed and contained. So there's been that silent talk. And of course, I mean, it's a political talk. Other stakeholders are saying we can't change an election date that is already enshrined in the Constitution. But this is a debate that is currently being observed.
Okay. Well, Alexander, thank you very much for your time. I'm sure that with time we'll be catching up with you to find out what the situation is, and hopefully it would have improved by the time we come to you. Alexander, you're welcome. Alexander Musukutwane is a journalist from Lusaka in Zambia. They're telling us the situation. As you heard, about 53 people have died already just in 1 day in Zambia.